Hey everybody, welcome to episode 14 of Big Time Reality TV. My name is Andrew Kirk. You guys can find me on Twitter at CSUAKirk. The blog is bigtimerealitytv.blogspot.com, and today I'm very happy to say I have the 11th girl from Are You the One, Miss Christina LeBlanc. How are we doing, Christina?
Woo! I'm good. Very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's definitely glad to have you on. I know we've been talking about I know I've been talking about getting you on the whole season, and I think you asked me when am I coming on?
Yeah, like what's up?
But we got you. So how's everything going?
Good. Good. Just moved to San Diego recently. I love it there. I'm there with Bree and Jess. Just waiting for Ellie to join. We'll have the whole goon squad, but it's been fun.
Yeah. So let me just get right to it. When and how did you come up with the name Goon Squad?
We were actually randomly just like talking one day, and we were like, we have to think of a name for ourselves, and it was like completely not serious, just joking. We thought of like MTV Kitties, just like a couple like silly, goofy names, and then somebody threw out the Goon Squad, and it just kind of like clicked, and we started just joking about it on Twitter, and it like blew up. Fans started talking about the Goon Squad, so now it's like a thing.
Yeah, it has a nice ring to it. I like it, Goon Squad. And that consists of you, Brianna, Jess, and Ellie, right?
Yep.
That's a good group right there. I like it.
It's a A+ crew, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. Four of the stars of Are You the One season 2.
Oh, well, thank you.
So I want to let you guys know if you guys have questions for Christina, use the hashtag on Twitter. Ask the 11th girl. 11th is the 11th number. First thing I want to know is what made you try out for Are You the One?
Um, we got a lot of questions I just saw, by the way. But
Oh really?
yeah. Um, what made me try out was I watched the first season of Are You the One, and I really liked the whole like, purpose behind the show, finding your perfect match, and like people going on there that suck at relationships, and anybody who knows me in my personal life know I'm terrible at relationships, so I felt like it was a great opportunity for me. And it was crazy. Like I was saying to Brian yesterday that after the first email I got about asking for more information, I just had this weird feeling that like I was going to be on the show. It was like I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I just like I kind of had it in my head like this was it.
And you were a fan of the first season?
Oh yeah, yeah, I was a big fan.
Yeah. Who are some of your favorites?
I like Shanley and Chris T. I was on the Shanley Chris T bandwagon. Um, Now I would say it's changed a little bit. Chris T not so much. Don't really talk to him. But I love Ryan and Brittany. They're awesome. I also really like Ashley and Wes. They're cool too. Some people that I've like talked to since the second season. They're just like real good people.
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoken with Shanley, Wes, and Ashley. Um,
Hmm.
they're all great.
Yeah.
So before we get into the questions, I want to know because you have a different circumstance than the rest of the 20. You got on the show, but you were the 11th girl. So what you can tell us about what did MTV tell you? Be like, oh, we want to cast you, but we want you to be the twist. Like, what can you tell us about
Yeah.
what they
Well,
said when they told you were on the show?
I was cast as an original cast member. I was not told anything until right before I left to go into the house. It was the day before is when I found out. So I didn't find out until I was in Puerto Rico. Um, and to be honest, I don't fault MTV for waiting till then to tell me because I'm happy that I was told in a position where it was like hard to back out. Not that I would have backed out anyway, but I would have had a lot more doubts and fears going into it if I had known before I was already there.
Mhm. What I wanted, and I talked about this with my co-host Whitney when we broke down the episodes. What I wanted was I wanted them to not say who the 11th girl was. Do you think that would have been a lot better for you guys to figure out like, oh,
Um,
the double match could be some Brienne, like Alex or something like that.
It would have been. I think like I think it kind of would have made things more interesting. It would have made things harder and more stressful on everybody. But I think that would have been a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do that for season 3. But anyways,
Yeah. Right.
let me get to some questions. At life_like Jess wants to know, when you saw the guys for the first time, what was your first impression?
They were shorter than I expected. Um, they were all, good-looking dudes. I thought, like, looking at them, I would be able to be like, oh, like, that guy's my match. I had, like, a specific, like, type in mind that I was going to see in the group of people, and I just didn't see it. So, yeah, I mean, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Yeah, out of the lineup, who was the first one you were initially attracted to? Was it Brandon or was it another one?
Well, before I walked out of the house and did the whole hey thing, I first saw Leighton because he was like, tall and muscular and he had light hair and like I like light hair. So initially I saw Leighton, but when I walked out and actually like looked at the guys, Brandon just had this like weird way about him and just like I don't know. Yeah, Brandon was the first person I was like truly attracted to.
Mm-hmm. At Jenna Posner wants to know, what is something the viewers would be surprised to know about Are You the One?
It is not scripted. How about that? Because people are always like, oh my god, this show's so scripted. Like, nothing in that show is scripted. It's all real. We're all, like, crazy, dumbasses. Everything that's shown is, like, real life stuff. So, yeah, I mean, It's not edited. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I knew that. The only thing that I think that was scripted was when, at the end of the room, you guys, let's raise our Pratt juice.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you guys obviously
just, like, have Pratt juice mixing up in the background. No, they didn't.
Oh, man, that was funny.
It was good, though. They took it away right after. I was bummed. I was like, what the hell?
Let me see. Okay, you already answered this. The first guy, when you first came to the house, who was the first guy that really caught your eye besides Brandon? You said Leighton, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as far as the girls go, when you came out, they showed a lot of the interviews being like, oh, who's this girl? Like, she's not an original and stuff like that. Was it hard to fit in with the girls at first?
Yeah, it was.
When do you think you actually was like, when were the girls actually cool with you on the show?
I feel like, in a situation like that, a day is like a week. So, everything happened really fast, whether it be like, feeling for something for somebody or, squashing beef that you had with somebody. So it was really easy for me to like get along with the girls in a short amount of time, only because I spent so much time with them, and I wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't trying to like start anything with anybody. I was just trying to like be everybody's friend, really, and just like be myself and hope that people could see past the role that I was in and actually like see me for who I was. And slowly that ended up happening. A lot of the girls in the house are like good people, and they're not bitter women who just like are bitches. And like I would say, like Ashley in particular, she came up to me and she was like, I'm so sorry for being like mean to you, you didn't choose this. And she just like apologized for the way that she acted, and slowly like that was like the theme of the next few days. Like everybody just kind of realized that it wasn't really my
Mm-hmm. So I've had every. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I froze for a second. But anyways, I've had Brandon, Jasmine, and Tyler on, and they all told me that their main strategy, and we didn't know this about the matchups, that if you were left out, you could win the million. What did you know that the main strategy for the house was to leave you out of every matchup ceremony? And how do you feel about that?
What did you say? I'm sorry. Like that if you got left out, you would win? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because we didn't know about that till like episode 8, which kind
Oh
of
yeah.
confused us.
We all knew that already. We knew that if he was left out, they would still win, and it was never about like, oh, I don't want to be the person left out. Like we all just kind of knew that, it would be better if it was all of us who won instead of just 20. So
Hmm. How did you feel about them being strategic and saying that, oh, we're just gonna leave her out of every match, leave Christina out of every matchup ceremony?
yeah, I mean, like, I was down, That was a team move. It wasn't like me standing on the side was because I was, like, the worst person in the house. Like, at that point, it was a game, and I was very committed to winning just as much as everybody else was. So, I thought the strategy made sense. I honestly thought we should have thought of it beforehand, like, before I sat down at any matchup, because it made sense. So,
Hmm. And a lot of people are asking about you and Brandon. I'll get to that in a bit, guys. I know. I know that when I had Shanley on, everybody was asking, and it was during the season too, Christina. Are you and Christy still together? Like they couldn't answer then. So a lot of people love you and Brandon, huh?
yeah. Yeah, Christina.
Um. So at Callie Leone wants to know who, and I'm assuming your answers changed since the reunion, but when you were in the house, who is your least favorite person?
Huh. Well, honestly, it's so hard for me to answer, and like, of course, I want to just jump and say one person right now, but when I was in the house, like, it wasn't the case. I didn't really have a least favorite in the house. It's kind of funny. Like, I would say the person that I didn't talk to the most. Not that I'm saying he was my least favorite, but we just didn't ever really sit down and have conversation was Leighton. Not until the very end when I was like, okay, like I have only a couple more options. I probably should sit down and talk to this person. But yeah, me and Leighton didn't really talk,
Who would have thought he would be a perfect match?
you know.
Oh man, we'll definitely get into Leighton though. A couple guys that I want to talk to you about before we talk about Brandon and your perfect match. Talk about John Musti for a second. You had you had interest in him. Um, what was it about? What was it about John, and what made you interested in John?
John is a very level-headed guy. He's honestly the most normal dude in that house. I would say he's the best catch out of the whole group. He's just a very well-rounded person, and I'm not like that. Even in my audition tape, it was like I need somebody who's stable because I'm not. I think John's the most stable out of everybody, and I saw that as attractive to me, and I saw it as somebody who they might have matched me with. I was interested in John, and that's, what really drew me to him. It was the fact that he just seemed very like stable, and he seemed like he had it together, which was something that like I kind of wanted.
Hmm. And the thing that really bugged me about him, and I want to get your thoughts on it, was when you were at the. Did you hear me?
No,
No.
sorry.
I said when was the first blackout? The fourth episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that really bugged me about him was giving you that ultimatum. That really was like, okay, you barely know this girl, and you know she has interest in Brandon. Why are you doing that? How did you feel when he gave you that ultimatum? I kind of got on my nerves a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Um, it was a, it was almost like I knew I wasn't going to be able to go through with what he was asking. So, like, I just didn't want to. So it was like, oh shit, kind of. Then we had the blackout, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And like me
Yeah.
and John never had any negativity towards one another. Like he knew exactly where I stood when it came to Brandon. He knew how I felt. I was very honest with him, so there was never like a bad vibe between John and I after the blackout. We almost like helped one another throughout the game, like figure shit out. So
hmm And then obviously the next one I want to talk about is God, I still can't believe his hair at the reunion night, Nate.
oh my god, his hair was so great. If he had his hair like that in the very beginning, Nate would have been the first person I went after. Yeah,
so
kind of.
talk about Nate. I mean, we see him with Shelby in the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
crying for Shelby, and then oh man, when he told Brandon not to cry at that Mount Ceremony, I was like, oh my god, what a hypocrite. But
Dude, but
what
like
what were your thoughts with Nate during the season?
Nate was shown a very particular way. Um, he got a bad at it, I want to say, because like Brandon cried just as much, if not more, than Nate did. Nate was very upset about Shelby. But once that ship sailed, he was not like that anymore. He was like, yeah, he was pissed about what happened between me and him because I feel like, he might have thought it was something different than it was, which I can take blame for because we were in just a really difficult position and it sucked that I had Brandon and like he was putting more into it than I was. But you know, Nate, I feel like the house made Nate a certain way. He's a lot more chill than what it seemed.
Yeah. Did he ever apologize to you for calling you all those names at that one fight?
Dude, honestly, like I can't remember if we apologized to one another, but like I owed him an apology too. I had no room to get in his face. I was very drunk that night. It's not something that would have happened if I was sober, but I'm really happy that Nate and I both kind of just brushed it under the rug. We're like very great friends now. I consider him one of the guys that I'm closer to. So yeah, like it's something that happened, and it's kind of like funny at this point that it did.
hmm Um, let's actually backtrack a little bit. At Becca underscore Chew underscore wants to know, and I know you probably get this question a lot. I'm assuming. How was the process of getting on Are You the One?
Um, it took a while. It was a long, it was a waiting game. I would say like every 2 weeks you found out like if you were moving on to the next step or not. Um, it was like a lot of waiting and like hoping and like it's crazy. Like I still can't believe I got on it, but
hmm
it was cool. Like you do a phone interview, and then a Skype interview, and then you have to make a home video, and then you go to LA and you meet with the awesome producers.
hmm I like this question. At where everyone, every you are, wants to know one word, and I don't even think there's one word to describe at MTV underscore Jess.
One word to describe Jess:
Is there one word?
fierce.
Yeah, that's a good
Fierce,
one.
and I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah, I liked her. She was definitely entertaining on the show.
She's amazing. Like she's another person that a lot of people have a wrong opinion of. She's very put together. She is just like a great person, and yeah, she does stand behind people that she loves. But like, if you're in her circle, like you got nobody's gonna fuck with you, basically.
hmm So before we get to Brandon, now I'm going to get to Brandon in a minute, guys. I bet a lot of people that are watching our Inks right now. Let's talk about your perfect match, Mr. Leighton Jones.
Okay.
This guy was, oh my God, this guy was something else this season. Getting
Mhm.
into fights with Anthony, getting into fights with Dario. And then the very last matchup ceremony, he pulls the big switcheroo, hitting a home run in his words. Like, did you see that coming?
No.
No, nobody did, huh?
Nope. I honestly, like, I wish maybe he would have given me the memo beforehand, but my heart was beating so fast when he chose me. I was not expecting it at all. It was not a part of the plan. It was a bold move on his part.
Hmm. I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of conspiracies on Twitter. There, people are like, "Oh, production told Leighton to do it." To put it to rest, I'm pretty sure he did it himself, right?
Yeah, no, Leighton did it himself. It's just the kind of person that he is. Like, if you didn't get that from watching the whole season, I'm not sure what else can tell you. Like, Leighton's just the kind of person who wants to really leave a mark, do things big, even if it's not necessarily the right thing to do. So, yeah, he felt like choosing me was the best decision. If he did it to, like, cause a rise out of the cast, probably. But in the end, it all worked out. We were pretty sure at that point that we were a match. So I think he like knew he was all right by doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, were you surprised that Tyler was your double match? Was the double match with you?
Yeah, but I wasn't surprised as I would have been with like somebody else maybe. Like if I were a double match with Jenny, because I don't think me and Jenny are opposites, but I also don't think we're a lot alike. I mean, I love Jenny, but like I don't know. But like me and Tyler, I think a lot of things are similar between us, but I think that like a lot of things are complete opposites. So I can see somebody like Leighton who has a lot of different sides, how both of us would fit with him.
Mm-hmm. I like this question from @JessKAX27. When your parents came to the house, she wants to know who was your dad's favorite and least favorite guy when he visited the house. Your stepdad's.
My stepdad, I don't really know who his least favorite was because, yeah, I didn't ask him when he was there. I wasn't like, hey, who do you like the least? I wanted to know, like, who was his favorite, basically. He really liked Alex, AP, or,
Mm-hmm.
he, I mean, he liked Nate a lot too because we were trying to like narrow down who could be my match, and he said Alex or Nate because at that point Brandon was my match, but he did like Brandon too. He knew when he was at the house like he wasn't my match. I don't think he was really trying to talk about Brandon too much.
Yeah, I thought your dad was probably the best one out of the ones they brought because
Oh, thank you.
him drinking with the guys
Yeah.
that was a great
Yeah,
scene.
he was ready to party it up. Like they couldn't stay very long, but he was ready to go ham.
Yeah, that was great seeing him drink with Dario and a couple of other
Yeah.
guys. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How did he feel about you being on the show?
I mean, he supported it. Obviously, like he wasn't too thrilled about like the more intimate stuff with me and the other guys on the show, but they all kind of knew how much it meant to me and how great of an opportunity it was, so they supported it.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one. J Beaver, J underscore Bever 143 wants to know: did it ever cross your mind that maybe you really didn't have a match and they were and match there and you were a curveball? Good question.
No, they wouldn't like as much as the whole throwing the twist in the mix thing was there. Like I would have been completely shocked if I had no match. That never occurred to me. They like you sign a contract of what the rules are. I don't think they can just do that. You know.
Hmm. Do you think? And I know I heard this on a Brian and Allie show. Do you think they would do like in a future season have one? Say they have 11 guys or 11 girls. Do you think they would say, "Oh, one of you doesn't have a match"? Do you think they would do that for a future season?
No, like I'm curious to see what the twist is gonna be, but I think like saying that somebody doesn't have a match, it's just kind of not fair. Like, then why are they there? The show is to find your perfect match. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, totally. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's get to who everybody wants to talk about. Actually, no. Back up 1 second. We talked about it. Moved to San Diego, and hey, Crames wants to know how do you like living in Cali now with Bila Costa and MT_Des?
I love it. It's awesome. We are total goofballs. It's just it's just fun, you know. It's like I live with my best friend now, for the second time, so it's pretty cool. This time there's no cameras around, but it's also fun.
Hmm. I saw you guys did a couple UNOWs last week. That was pretty. I didn't watch any of them, but I bet they were pretty fun.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah. So let's get to Mr. Tyndall, shall
Okay.
we? He was hands down before I ask you about him. He was hands down my favorite guy in the house. I felt like he was the most entertaining. He wasn't trying to play to the cameras like most of the guys were. He
Yeah.
he seemed like he was there for the right reasons. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, it is, definitely.
So at Kenna Johnson wants to know, what was your first impression of Brandon? Like, what did you like about him?
I liked how playful he was. We just like we could like goof around with each other. And like we had a lot of really deep conversations. We like just could talk for a while. We just clicked really well. And you know, he also like never left my side, and that was cool. You know, having somebody so like loyal to me who I have only known for like a short period of time, it meant something to me.
Hmm. The big issue that the house had was you guys sticking together after the no match. In my opinion, you guys weren't ruining the game. Why did you think the house thought you guys were ruining the game?
They saw it as, you know, us not finding our own matches. It was like nobody was gonna try to get to know me on a deeper level while I was with Brandon, and nobody was gonna get to know Brandon on a deeper level while he was with me. Um, but I don't think we were screwing up the game either. Now that I think about it, like, if anything, I was only screwing it up for myself because I was the 11th girl. So, and people already knew Brandon wasn't my match. So.
Yeah. Like the difference between you guys and Christine and Shanley, Christy just didn't care. He didn't want to find his perfect match, and when he found out it was Paige, it was like, oh, I still like Shanley. I felt like you definitely moved on. It took Brandon, I mean, moved on to an extent, and it took Brandon time to move on, but he eventually did, right?
Um,
From a game standpoint.
uh, I wouldn't really say it's fair to say either one of us moved on, really.
Hmm.
I mean, we tried, but um, we both tried to like get to know the other people for the game. I tried a little bit harder, but I don't know. I don't really think that we like really moved on.
Hmm. Gotta be Payne wants to know, what was your favorite moment of Are You the One of AYTO?
I would say my favorite moment was the night of the party bus. That
Yeah,
night was just insane. It was wild. Like, we all had a blast. We went crazy. Um, it's just overall like a perfect night.
yeah. So back to Brandon. Everybody wants to know, um, where do you guys stand now?
Uh, Brandon and I aren't together. I am so sorry to break the news to everybody. He and I, you know, we had that big blow up. I'm not the type of person to really like once you break my trust, it's hard to get it back. And that really hurt me. So I didn't really know how to like move on from it and still be like what we were. It just changed things for me. So right now we're not together. We'll talk every once in a while, and what we have will always be very special. But right now, that's all I can say.
Yeah. And do you want to talk about her? You know what I'm talking about?
Alex, I think enough has been said about her. I'm ready to kind of brush it under the rug. I don't want to, be a bully, which is something I've been accused of for a little bit now. So I think it's just time for me to, bury that.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just shocked to hear it because, I mean, Alex, this is the only thing I'll say about her. She only got like 2 minutes of airtime the whole freaking season, and to see the big bomb that was dropped was like,
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I almost wish, like, we didn't say anything. Because, like, I don't know. I just wish, like, it wasn't even brought up. Because, like, that's why she got airtime. Of course.
Yeah, so like they said on the reunion, you were blindsided by that then?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's crazy, like, I believed Brandon, and, it just took me by surprise. It completely threw me off. I just, like, was like, what? Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right after Puerto Rico, too, so it's not like it was when, like, things were, because me and Brandon had, like, our ups and downs, but it was, yeah, it was when me and him were, like, fresh away from the, like, romance of Puerto Rico. It was very quick that it happened, and it just surprised me.
Yeah. And to not to mention that she was on TMZ last week, that was crazy. Oh, man. It's safe to say we won't hear from her ever again on MTV, huh?
Yeah, I mean, who knows these days, Who knows?
Yeah. Issa wants to know, who was your female best friend besides the Goon Squad girls?
Jasmine, I think.
Love her.
Yeah.
I had her on Saturday. If you
Yeah,
guys missed that,
she's
check
one
that
of
out.
the most, like, well-rounded people. Like, she's a prize for anybody who ever marries Jasmine. She's, like, such a great person.
Yeah, she did a little rap on my show.
Did she?
Saturday.
Oh my god.
It was so awesome.
That's so great.
I love Jazz Pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great, and she actually lives in San Diego too. So I bet you guys probably saw her a
Yeah,
lot last week.
I've already seen her. We've already kicked it. So she actually texted me. I just remembered it was, like, late last night. I didn't text her back.
Yeah, she was great. Like I said, I loved. I don't think there was like maybe one or two girls I didn't like, but I felt like they casted a great group of girls. I wish I could say the same thing for the guys, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, the girls were all, like, worried. I feel like it was a very great group of girls. I mean, the guys, like, I love the guys too, so.
Yeah, I only had out of the guys there were only like two that I really liked, Brandon and then Curtis to a degree, to an
Yeah.
extent. Other than that, I really Leighton I was back and forth on. John, when he found out Jenny was his perfect match, I liked. After what happened last week, and I don't get what. Do you know what the beef between male Alex and Brandon is? Because I don't really get what's the deal with that.
I don't know either. I mean, like, Alex had some beef with Brandon because of the way he, like, acted in the house. He was very cocky, and a lot of the guys just didn't really like that. Alex is a comedian, so he made a lot of jokes about it. But I don't know if it's, like, a joke or if he's, like, 100% serious. But I think that it's not, like, really hardcore beef.
Yeah.
I just don't think he like, favors him as a person. That's it.
Yeah, I saw I don't know if you saw the Instagram video that Alex posted last week. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my!" Like I was like, "Okay, you're not my type. I'm gonna unfollow that." So let me get get 2 more questions in, and then we'll wrap it up. At DC4A Dexter, great friend of mine, wants to know, what was your favorite part of the whole AYTO experience in Puerto Rico?
My favorite part was learning about myself as a person. I took a lot from it. I would say, maybe it has it. So I'm working to take those steps, and also hands down the people that I've met along the way. I have lifelong best friends from it, and even like some of the crew. Like I just met a lot of amazing people.
Mm-hmm. And then at Kayla A. Silva, 1996 wants to know. I think you asked Simone this on one of the after matches from season 2 about who your favorite matches from season 2. So it's kind of interesting. Who from season 1 AYTO do you think would be your match?
Huh. See, if you asked me this like a while ago, I would have been like, "Oh, Christy," because
I would
like
have said Christy too.
yeah, I thought he
For
was
you.
like the coolest person ever, but then I like talked to him after, like before, or yeah, it was after season 2, and like maybe he changed, but out of the guys, wow, maybe Wes, maybe Wes,
Wes. I was gonna.
yeah,
I was actually gonna say Adam.
Adam,
Yeah.
no.
Because
I mean, like Adam, I
Adam
would
and Leighton
not
are
be
very.
able to handle his shit. Like,
Yeah.
I would not. We would butt heads. I've not really like talked to Adam very much, but like if Adam gave me like shit for something, then like I would be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I remember Brittany asked that question like a couple nights ago, and I was like, "Who your perfect match was from season 2? Who would be my perfect match from season 2?" And I said, "Not Anthony, because Anthony and Adam were just like pretty much." And I think Brittany probably would have gone to Anthony in that one.
Yeah, I think their personalities, well, I would say they're a lot different, but I think like Anthony's personality makes him like desirable almost. It sucks, but it's like that part in all girls that want something that like isn't wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what Anthony has, that like bad boy like thing.
Uh-huh. I think that's it. Couple questions actually. We obviously know January 6th, the Challenge Battle Exits 2. We have 2 teams from your show.
Yeah.
You gonna be watching it?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I'm
Who?
gonna be rooting for my team.
Yeah. Who do you? Who are some of your favorites from the MTV Challenge?
I'm gonna get shot right now because like I don't watch the challenge.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to answer that question after a few episodes.
Yeah. Has anybody from the challenge talked to you?
No.
No.
Like, I didn't really watch, like, too. I know this is so bad because I'm supposed to be, like, all up to date on MTV everything, but
Oh
I didn't
wow.
really watch The Real World for a little while. I'm watching Real World Skeletons now because, like, yeah, Nicole. But, yeah, I
I
haven't
had
really watched.
I
Huh?
had I had Violetta on yesterday. That was pretty cool.
Did you? Sweet,
Yeah.
yeah. But other than Real World Skeletons, like, I didn't really keep up on the challenge enough to, like, know their names and stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Would you
Right
be
now,
willing?
my favorites are Brittany and John Jacobs.
JJ.
Yeah.
Would you be willing if the production company Beat Murray called you, be like, Christine, we want you on the next challenge? Would you be like, hell yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope to see you on it. I hope I don't know if they'll do it, but are you the one versus the real world? I think
Um,
that'd be an interesting that'd be interesting, and I
that
think
would be so fun. I would just love to have, like, the crew together again. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how you guys would do because the challenge has so many like power players. Not that I'm not saying that you guys don't, but
I feel
I
like
think it'd be cool.
if it was equal, I feel like if there was equal amount of Are You the One and real world people, that we would have a good chance.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the season ended. Tuesday. So what's next? What's next for you? I know you're moving. I know you moved to San Diego. Do you have anything planned in the next couple months that fans should look out for?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just trying to settle into San Diego, get a big girl job. I'm obviously open to more in the entertainment field, but I'm not really sure what's to come with that. I'll always be like on Twitter and Instagram updating my life, so everybody will be updated as anything goes down. But right now, I'm just kind of just enjoying life, taking it all in.
Oh, you can do. Definitely cool to see that you moved to Cali. I'm actually from Cali myself.
Yeah,
About 6 hours or so away from San Diego. So
yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, great talking to you.
Yeah. So where can people find you on social media?
At MTV_Christina.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. I appreciate all the questions. A lot of people ask questions today, and I greatly appreciate that. And thanks so much, Christina.
You're welcome.
All right, have a great one. Have a
See
great
you
day,
later.
guys.
Bye.